The Lakers hold off the Cavaliers in LeBron's return home, where he had this ridiculous, we cannot show this dunk enough, over Kevin Love on his way to a 38-point night. Lakers win 131-120. Even without Joel Embiid and James Harden, the 76ers beat a full-strength Miami Heat squad 113-106. Tyrese Maxey led the team with 28 points. That's a huge win for Philadelphia as they try to close in on that top seed. And without Kyrie Irving, the Nets hold off the playoff-bound Jazz behind Kevin Durant's 37 points. But the Cavaliers lost. The Nets are now only 3 games back of that all-important number 6 seed that would allow them to avoid the play-in tournament. Tim Legler now back with us. And Tim, look, Kevin Durant made it look easy against a really good Jazz team last night. Is he the best there is right now in the game when he's going like that?
He's the best scorer for sure. There's no answer for him. There's no matchup that's favorable to the defense against Kevin Durant. There's no personnel that you can have in terms of a type, you put a long guy on him or a strong guy on him. It doesn't matter because Kevin Durant has an answer for everything because of the handle, the quickness, the shooting ability. There's no doubt. Kevin Durant, when he is playing like this and he's this locked in, Kevin Durant can almost single-handedly lead you through series. And that's what's going to be interesting to see what happens here, because as they get ready to embark upon their postseason run and coming out of a play-in situation, you're not going to have Kyrie Irving every night. And who knows about Ben Simmons at this point? It doesn't sound good. So it's good for the Nets that Kevin Durant is dialed in the way that he is right now. And certainly, there's nothing you could do defensively to take him off his game other than just run a second guy at him and make him give the ball up and dare somebody else to beat you. And that's what's going to happen to Kevin Durant in the postseason without Kyrie those nights and certainly without Ben Simmons. Yeah,
you mentioned Simmons. Steve Nash, the Nets head coach, said Monday that Simmons has a herniated disc in his back. Now, it was presented as, we could still have him back for the playoffs, but do you think they can count on him at all?
Doesn't sound good. And look, this guy hasn't played since last summer at this point. You're talking about now, we're getting into almost April. Pretty soon, you're going to be looking at a year since Ben Simmons played basketball. I just don't know, based on what you're hearing, if this sounds like a scenario in which he's thinking about coming back anytime soon. I don't think you throw Ben Simmons out there in the middle of the playoffs at some point or the middle of a series when he hasn't seen the court in any meaningful way since last summer when he left the Philadelphia 76ers. And who knows even what he was doing all summer when he was out in Los Angeles expecting to be traded and waiting for the trade. So any way you slice it, it does not sound like we're going to see Ben Simmons this year. The one good thing is his type of game and impact, you can insert him right away and not really affect your flow because he's not a scorer. He's a playmaker and he's a defender. Those kind of guys can help you whenever they're available. So that is the one good redeeming factor about Ben Simmons if they do try to make a playoff run and insert him at some point.
Well, if he doesn't show up, if he's never available, can they win it? Can they make that playoff run?
Listen, with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, you get a chance every single night. The problem is you won't have Kyrie every night. And so, no, I don't think they can actually get all the way through the Eastern Conference. And certainly, even if they were able to pull off that miracle, and somehow Kevin Durant, mainly by himself, gets that team to the NBA Finals, they're not going to beat whoever comes out of the West, whether that's Phoenix or Golden State, most likely. Those teams are too complete and they're too deep to let really a team with one superstar scorer most nights beat them.
Nets still have work to do to get to that 6th spot. They got 2 teams to jump, and 7 of their remaining 10 games are here in New York City, where the unvaccinated Kyrie Irving is still not allowed to play.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.